And the good news for Bryce Young fans, if you're a Texan Bryce Young fan, is he's not small enough to play Peter Dinklage's body double on Game of Thrones. Not quite that small, but John, he's Kyler Murray size, which scares everybody, I guess, even though Kyler combined for 50 touchdowns and a 68% completion percentage in his second and third seasons. What are your thoughts on Bryce and his size?
So for Bryce, I guess I'll start with the height. I know there was probably a section of Texans Twitter, the Texans fan base, that had convinced themselves that he was close to that listed 6 foot. I've been hearing since early September that he could be in the 5'9" range. He'd be in the low 5'10". So for me to see him at that 5'10", 1/8 that he came in at was about exactly what I expected. And again, when we talk about Bryce Young and his size profile, it's not the height that's the scary part. It's the weight. And he did come in at 204 pounds. The first question is, does it matter? And I'm not sure that it does. I think general managers know that he's a very small prospect, but it is a big deal for Bryce that he managed to cross that threshold. And I think it's going to be an ease of mind thing when teams have to turn in that card, when they have to go to their owner and say, hey, we want to take the smallest first-round quarterback prospect ever, that Bryce did cross that threshold. Now, does anyone actually expect him to play at over 200 pounds? I don't think so. A lot of speculation that his playing weight was probably closer to the 194 pounds that Alabama had him listed at. But I think that he can put it on. It's a good showing. And the matter of fact of Bryce Young is no matter what he weighed in at, unless, if something crazy happened and he'd come in at 215 and just proved everyone wrong, you're either comfortable with how small he is or you're not. And I think Bryce showed us just what we need to not be crazy concerned. But if you were scared by Bryce's size before, you probably still are. And if you liked Bryce regardless, I think you feel confident today that he came in probably just in the middle.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.